Tonight we are going to be honoring the 2020 award winners, but as a preview for our ceremony tonight, we did want to welcome our last year's 2019 winners of the awards and talk about their incredible work. And to put the international in our International Edgar Allan Poe Festival, we even have someone joining us all the way from Australia. Hannah, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm well. Good morning.
It's been a very long day all day here, but good morning. You look lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Dress for a ceremony. Yes. Well, if I'm not mistaken, we do have a video to play about, but can you tell us about your award? Tell us about the piece, and then let's see the preview.
Yeah, sure. So the show is called A Midnight Visit, and it was created by Broad Encounters Productions here in Australia. And it was produced by Kirsten Siddle, directed by Danielle Harvey. And it is the only large-scale Australian interactive theatre in history. So it had over 32 rooms to explore. It had over 12 actors, Australian actors, playing characters from Poe's stories, but also from his life as well. So we had the Black Cat running around. We had Lydia dressed as a very creepy nurse that sort of nodded her hat to like the Telltale Heart character, the caretaker. And we also had someone playing Eliza Poe and Virginia Poe. So yeah, it was a pretty wild, kind of like Poe at Disneyland experience, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm excited to see this clip, show you guys this clip. Can we see that? Oh my gosh, it's not fair. We can't jump on an airplane and come just experience that right now. My gosh.
I like the title. That's wonderful. You know, just like one of the popular songs is, it's midnight somewhere.
Yes. Yes, it is, Eddie. You are correct. So Midnight Visit. Yeah, look, it was, oh my gosh, where do I start? Like, as an actor and a fan of Poe, the best thing for me was seeing people who had never even heard of Poe. They do exist, surprisingly. Being able to come and experience his work interactively. So the audience would come in and it would be kind of like a choose your own adventure style. So they could go down dark corridors and discover characters here and there, or we had like a giant ball pit that people could swim around in, and characters would just appear and start reciting the Raven. And yeah, it was so wonderful to see people going, oh my God, who is this writer? What is this world? I love Poe now. I'm going to go read Poe. So for me, that was just a total joy. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Can you explain a little bit the immersive experience, just the beginning of it? Because obviously it spins out into a bunch of crazy experience. But what do you do when you first walk into this experience?
Yeah, so when you arrive at the House of Usher funeral home, you're welcomed into the funeral parlor by the funeral director. And the condolences is given that Edgar Allan Poe has died, and you're invited into a world of dream. So the door they go into, it says sleep. And then when they've had their experience, the door they exit out of says awake. So once they're in there, they can go and do whatever they want. So you could end up staying in one room for 2 hours if that's what you wish to do, and then characters would come and go and you'd see all these interactions happen. Or you could just explore as much of the space as you could, because we moved the show from Sydney to Perth to Melbourne, and each time we had to find a new venue. And that was a challenge, but also a joy, because each venue had a different layout. One of our venues was 4 stories, And one of the stories was just a basement, an entire basement, which we made to be a hospital, which my character was in most of the time, just hiding in dark corners, waiting to kind of come out and scare people. And yeah, it was great fun, just great. And that's the thing about Poe. He's fun. It's fun. A lot of his stories are funny. So, come and experience what he writes. Yeah.
Oh, tell me about the Poe aspects. Why this inspiration by Poe, and how has Poe inspired you?
Well, I think for the creators, Kirsten and Danielle, they have always been interested in theatre that is not conventional. So rather than telling the audience to come in, sit down and be quiet, they wanted people to come in and experience theatre in a way that was memorable. And I know that Danielle Harvey's a huge fan of Poe, and I'm a huge fan of Poe. And Poe's work is so visceral that it lends itself to creative endeavors. So many wacky characters, so many themes of guilt and loss and longing. So we could create rooms that really gave you this sense of foreboding, and the audience didn't know what was going to come next. So yeah, it was great fun. It was so much fun.
Well, we were so thrilled to get to see this Poe love all over the world. It's this wonderful experience. And then, unfortunately, you couldn't come to be at the awards last year, but your prize medal made it, Raven.
I was on stage. I remember I had a show that night, and I was thinking, oh, Baltimore. And then I was like, oh, but I'm literally living in Edgar Allan Poe land. So it was a good sort of,
communing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much.